Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Yasmin Gomez, and I'm the marketing specialist at Omniclouds. Omniclouds is the leading provider of ICT as a service. Today, we are presenting a webinar on global connectivity solutions with Omniclouds, presented by Mustafa Raza, who is our VP of Products and Solutions. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your chat box to your right. I will bring them up at the end of the presentation, and we will also have time for questions at the end. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Mustafa.
Hi everyone, this is Mustafa Raza and I'm VP Products and Solutions here in Omnicloud. So thank you very much for joining in. About this webinar, we'll be classifying into 4 topics. So we'll be talking about like what is Omnicloud, what products we have, and what type of solutions we have for the global connectivity. And then in the last, we'll be definitely expecting some of the queries from you so that we can address those. Okay, so let's start. So as you know, we are a digital global service provider, so we are offering our services specifically for cloud connectivities, for global connectivity, and remote worker solutions, right? So these all type of services we are offering on our OPEX model, and that's why we are saying like, okay, this is a cost-effective solution for all the customers, all the prospective customers, and all the existing customers we have. So when we talk about our global infrastructure, so we have 28 POPs in the region, and with the software-defined gateways, and then all these gateways are connected through our backbones, and we are connected to all of the cloud providers and the SaaS providers in a very secure and direct manner. When I say direct manner, what does it mean? It means that we have point-to-point connections to all the termination points from the cloud providers, right? So, for example, if you want to connect to Azure Amsterdam, if you connect to Google Brussels, if you connect to AWS Bahrain or London, so we can provide you a dedicated connection to those termination points, right? From Middle East, from Europe, from Africa. So origin can be any point in the world, right? So it can be US, it can be Middle East, it can be Europe, it can be Africa. So destination can be any region, and origin can be any region, right? So it's all depends on the use case. So and definitely I'll explain you later that what type of infrastructure we have and what type of services you have around that. So as I said earlier, we have direct connections to all of the cloud providers and SaaS providers. You can see here that we have Azure, we have AWS, IBM, Google, right? So Alibaba. So they have multiple data centers across the world, right? So we are connected with to them in a very secure manner. So if you want to go from Dubai to Azure UAE, right? So we have some solutions around that. If you want to go from Dubai to AWS Bahrain, definitely we have some solutions around that. If you want to go to US or Europe from Egypt, if you want to go from Saudi, if you want to go from Kuwait to such termination points, right? So we can offer you some of the very cost effective and optimized type of solutions when it comes to network connectivities, right? So we are connected to all the termination points of Azure, AWS, Google, and IBM Cloud, and then we have like some connections to the SaaS providers as well, right? So if you wanna have Salesforce connection. If you're using SAP Cloud, using Oracle Cloud, if you're using multiple clouds, so we have multiple solutions to connect those. Okay, so if you can see here that we have multiple point of presence here, so we call it like, okay, we have a local POP here in Kuwait, we have a local POP in Bahrain, UAE, Saudi, Djibouti, Egypt, and then we have in London, we have in North America, we have in South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, right? So what does it mean? Uh, this is pure software defined services pop means like you can manage all the services on a software defined model. uh, we have an infrastructure where we can offer you connectivity solutions and different managed hosting systems and all these solutions in our POPs with the integrated security stack. So this is our presence when it comes to the infrastructure, global infrastructure of Omniclouds. And this global infrastructure is based on our SDX platform. Um, I want to highlight one point here that this whole infrastructure belongs to us, and in multiple uh, uh, in multiple countries we have two POPs, right? So for example, if you talk about UAE, if you talk about Egypt, right? So we have multiple POPs to provide you the geo redundancy, and definitely we have one plus one infrastructure in our POPs, right? So so to provide you SLAs, right? So this is what we build up, and we have around like more than 10,000 sites on our network right now, and we have hundreds of customers, right? So we are very well experienced, a team where we can give you such services in a very professional way. So we'll discuss about such services, like what we can do for you when it comes to the global connectivity solutions, right? So we have some premium partnerships here. We are partnered with multiple technology providers, right? So we have multiple use cases, multiple requirements from the customer, and we can map those requirements with our product portfolio, right? So we have multiple platforms in our environment. Either it can be Versa, it can be other providers, uh, Palo Altos. We have multiple providers. So if you have some specific requirement, you can definitely connect to our advisors, solution advisors or sales advisors, and they can definitely explain you what type of services we have in our environment. But one key thing, that this is all software defined, right? So it's a matter of some clicks, we can offer you such services. So sometimes customer needs boxes, right? Sometimes customer needs virtual, images, right? So we can offer both, um, at the branch side, at the headquarters side, at the different, origin points. Uh, so this is all about Omnicloud's partnerships. So we have multiple partner technology partners. So so definitely we'll discuss later on this head. So when you talk about products, so we have multiple products in our portfolio. So we have cloud migrations products, we have cloud connectivity products where we can give you reachability to all of the cloud providers. And on top of that, we have a security stack, and we can offer you as managed services as well. So we have footprints in Middle East and Africa and Europe as well. So we can offer you such services, as an MSP. So this is our baseline product, Omni Branch. So for example, if you want to connect your branch office to the branch, office, or if you want to connect from your branch office to headquarters, to your data center, and even to your global branch office, right? So we can provide you such connectivities in a very secured manner, and we can use our OmniClouds backbones as well. So which can give you luxury to have committed SLAs and latencies. So this is Omni branch, and then definitely we you have a control on the management layer. So for example, if you want to manage your infrastructure at your own, so you have like rights to manage all the infrastructure through our software defined multi-tenant white label platform, right? So this is one thing. The second thing is, if you want to use us for managed services, so we can also manage your network or your infrastructure through our well experienced team. So these are the two models what we have here. So when you talk about only remote, so because of the pandemic and because of the COVID, situation here, uh, we can offer such solutions where your employees or users are moving from the offices to their remote locations, right? So we can offer such services as well. So we experience that there are three traffic patterns from the remote locations. Either it can be a connectivity to the cloud, connectivity to the your regional data center, or connectivity to the internets, right? So our solutions can give you access to cloud providers, to your regional data centers, and to the internet, right, in a very secure manner. And we can also claim that, okay, it increase your security, it can increase your throughputs, it can increase reliability as well. And definitely we can optimize latencies as well from the remote locations to those destinations where your workloads are. So this is Omni Remote. We have like some services or some solutions on top of this Omni Remote. So our sales team definitely we can talk about such things if you have some requirements. So remote workers mainly, they want to connect to Office 365, and they want to connect to some services like Teams. Um, so we have like some a signature based and application centric and a cloud based centric routing, so that you can connect those workloads in a very secure manner. So now today we're talking about OmniCloud Connect in a brief, right? So what does it mean? That if you have a global branch, if you have a global headquarter, if you have a global data center, and even if you have a global a cloud termination point, right? So you can connect to all these workloads in a very secure manner, where we can even commit latencies and SLAs, and then we have some rebate, structure around that. So this is we offer in OmniConnect, and I'll discuss this OmniConnect in details. Okay, now then we have a OmniSec. I told you earlier that we have a security stack on all our products, right? So either it's an Omni branch, either it's an OmniConnect. So we offer such services with integrated security. So we can offer you a virtual firewalls or physical firewalls at the hub sites, at the branch side, right? But we believe that industry is moving towards the open systems, towards you know towards the software defined, right, services. So all these services what I discussed earlier, it's all based on the software defined infrastructure, right? So this is what we are offering in our OmniSec product line. Now I'll give you one example for banking and retail sector. So some of the branches of the bank and some of the retail outlets, they want to connect to the regional data centers. They want to connect to the cloud providers. They want to connect to their different retail or regional data centers and global data centers. So all these things we can offer you as a private cloud, and you can access all these workloads in a very secure manner. So, and then on top of that, you have all the services, like you have zero touch provisionings, you have like application centric routing. You have so many features in those products, and definitely our sales advisor will definitely talk about those when you have some requirement, or when you're gonna approach them. So our I think our solution value is, it's all um, software defined. It's very simple. Everything is in your control. On some clicks you can do all the wonders. So this is what we believe, that we can give you different type of provisioning, right? So you can use those benefits through your teams. And if you want to give us as a managed services provider, you can definitely give us, and we can manage for you as well. So it's a complete, with a complete right management system. You can also manage your infrastructure at your own. Okay, so we'll talk about global connectivity solutions by Omniclouds. So if you see here that we are connected to all the cloud providers and the SaaS providers in a very secure manner, and you can bond multiple underlay technologies. You can have a, for example, you can have a broadband, you can have a DIA, you can have a VSAT, you can have a 5G, you can have 4G LTEs. So you have so many underlay technologies, right, available. Sometimes um, for some customers, they usually ask, okay, I don't have um, broadband at one of my site. Okay, you can use 5G. We can offer underlay technologies in that country. But if you want to have your own, you can go and then you can buy anything and you can mod. Like for example, if you have like a 5G sims, or if you have 4G sims, so you can bond those 2 3 sims, for example, and then you can you can have a bigger pipe, and then you can achieve reliability, and you can achieve more throughput, right? So and then you can connect to cloud, you can connect to the regional data center, you can connect to the headquarter, you can connect to even another global branch or local branch, right? Through those technologies. And this is our global management connectivity services. I told you earlier that we have POPs here, right? For example, in Saudi, in UAE, in Kuwait, in Bahrain, in Djibouti, in Egypt, in London, in North America, in Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. So all these POPs are connected through our backbones, right, which provide you the SLAs and committed latencies, right? So this is all about our software-defined infrastructure. Um, we'll talk about the architecture, right? So it's a private cloud architecture where if you have a branch, or if you have a headquarter, if you have any origin point here at the right side, if you can see here, that you can consider it, it can be a branch, it can be a headquarter, it can be your original data center. And then in that country, we have a software defined gateway with the integrated security. So you will be using your existing underlay technology, like internets or MPLS, and even like internet in the shape of VSAT, if you have a private LTE. So you can connect to our nearest POP, and then from there, you can connect to the cloud providers with SLAs and latencies, right? And it's a direct connection, and we are talking about multiple 10 gigs. So it can be from 10 meg to maybe 10 gig, right? So and we have some customers where they have 10 gig connections to those cloud providers. So we claim that we can improve your security, and how we can do that, because if you see here that this cloud gateway, private cloud gateway. It has a security stack, so you can provision threat management systems, you can provision IPS IDS, you can provision NG firewall at the branch side and at the POP side as well. So so this is what like we are offering on top of these routing services, right? Software defined routing services. So security is one of the element, and I think this is the vital element. We can improve latencies as well, and then I already told you earlier that we can also optimize throughputs, because see, for example, if you have multiple underlay at your branch level or at your headquarter level, so you can bond those you can integrate MPLS with internet. You can have like a 1+1 broadband plus LTE. You can have two LTEs. You can have broadband plus VSAT. So all the technologies you can bundle, right? And then definitely we talk about reliability, because we are playing with the different multiple technologies, and then there are three multiple layers of software defined services. So either it's like your existing uh, underlays, either it's a technology platform. So for example, in POPs we have 1+1, and we in some countries we have multiple POPs to give you a geo redundancy, right? So this is what we have when it comes to the global infrastructure. So we have also Azure Virtual WAN. We are authorized partner in the region for Microsoft Azure, specifically for Virtual WAN. So if the value add from the Omnicloud side is like our platforms are compatible to Virtual WAN. So if you have a virtual or a physical box here at the branch, you can connect to the Virtual WAN hubs, which is available in the region. So we have multiple Virtual WAN hubs and regions, in the region. And then these virtual WAN hubs are connected to each other to provide you the redundancy, right? So if there's a downtime for some of the virtual WAN hub, definitely it will be automatically your CPEs will be automatically connecting to the nearest virtual WAN hub. Okay, so this is all about virtual WAN. Now, if you talk about different SD-WAN features and different routing features, so all are there. And then on top of that, we have an integrated security stack. Um, there is one argument, like we have a third-party VNFs as well when it comes to security, but we can offer you integrated security on the same box. So we have both models, and we are playing with multiple technology providers, so we can also advise you which product and which solution you have to go with. So this is like, I believe this is all depends on the use case and the business case. So for example, if if you want to connect something with the integrated security, so we have a product. If you want to use your existing licenses, right, of security, so we have some solutions where you can host those third-party VNFs on our boxes. So it's all depends, right? So this is the features we have under our multiple products portfolio. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. I'm expecting some queries from you.
Thank you, Mustafa. Uh, we will now go ahead and take some time for questions now. Just a reminder, please be sure to type your questions into the chat box to the right. If we cannot answer all your questions today, we request you to email us and we will revert to you within 24 hours. You can also send your questions to marketing@omniclouds.com, which is available on the screen right now. The floor now is open for any questions. Mustafa, we have a question from Rinosh Thomas. Do you have WAN optimization supported in SD-WAN?
Yes, Yasmin, I think I replied on the chat box.
Another question also from Rinosh. WAN optimization on the same SD-WAN SPE is possible? So for the question by Rinosh, do we have WAN optimized supported in SD-WAN? Mustafa says, yes, we have multiple products which can offer you WAN optimization with SD-WAN services. The other question by Rinosh, WAN optimization on the same SD-WAN CPE. Our expert says that's true, we can support TCP optimization. We have another question, which is, are you planning on having POPs on other countries besides the aforementioned? Our resident expert, Mustafa, responds, we are connected with 1,600 POPs around the globe. And obviously, we are looking forward to some expansion in the future. For HSK, if we can have your full name maybe later on, he asks, how fast can you deploy a POP if a company needs one in a remote area? Our resident expert says it's all depends on the location. Usually, it's a matter of few days. You can always get in touch with us to get the full details. You could email us on marketing@omniclouds.com.
So I think I can reply some of the queries. So someone is asking, I think Sam is asking about the monitoring, right? So it's a layer 3 to layer 7 analytics. We can provide you the analytics.
Hissam Barakat has asked, what about monitoring for SD-WAN? We have way much more questions. Please stay with us as we answer them. Ahmed Ismail writes a very nice compliment for Mustafa about the presentation. Thank you very much, Ahmed, for your kind words. So our resident expert, Mustafa Raza, responds to Hissam Barkat's question about monitoring for SD-WAN. He says we can provide L3, L7 analytics and monitoring. Hussam, if you have any more questions, you can either drop them here in questions or you can email it to us and we'll make sure to get back to you. We have more questions coming in. We have a question coming from Asim Abbas. He's based in Uganda and he's looking for a service sector startup and he's asking if we have any footprint in Africa. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Muhammad Abu Ilanga asks if we have any weaknesses, like what are the weakness points of the traditional network that SD-WAN solves? I think that's a very, very good question. We'll get back to it in a few minutes. Thank you everybody for your patience. I think we have lost our connectivity with Mustafa. That's why he may not be able to voice respond to you right now. But if you could please drop in your question and your email address, we'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. So still continuing with our responses from our resident expert. For Ahmed Ismail, who had asked what is the value add for SD-WAN to reach the public cloud, be it Azure or AWS. Mustafa says, thanks, Ahmed. We have direct connections to all the CSP and SaaS providers with pinpoint latencies and SLAs. Thank you so much, Mustafa. We're still taking questions. If we cannot get back to you within this session, we will make sure to email you your responses. We are more than open to receive any questions and any queries you have about our products and solutions.
Thank you very much, guys.
To the question from Asim Abbas, based in Uganda, referring to the service sector startup. Yes, we have multiple POPs in Africa, South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, and definitely more to come. Thank you everyone for your attendance, your time, and thank you so much for everyone who has participated in asking the question. We'll just respond to one last question and we'll close the session for today. So Muhammad Abu Ilanga had asked what are weakness points of the traditional network that SD-WAN solves. Our resident expert, Mustafa Raza, says mainly application-centric routing and open systems. So I would like to thank everyone, especially our speaker, Mustafa Raza, for his wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to having another session in the coming months. If you have any questions, please do send them here on questions on the chat box, or you can email them to marketing@omniclouds. Thank you all. Have a great rest of the day.